Indiana, speed is more than sport. It's an engine for the economy. It's where tradition meets innovation.
Drivers, start your engine!
At 230 miles per hour. But the real story goes beyond the checkered flag, the teams, the technology, the thousands of high-tech jobs, and a supply chain that stretches from Main Street to the world. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry that helps drive the Hoosier economy. Welcome to Business at the Brickyard, presented by LiUNA.
From Indiana's business news leader, this is IBJ Media's Inside Indiana Business with Gary Dick, presented by Elevate Ventures, Indiana University, LiUNA, and the Indiana Association.
Hello and
of
welcome to Inside Indiana Business. I'm Gary Dick, coming to you once again this week from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway as we continue our month-long look at the economic impact of motorsports on the Indiana economy. You know, this place, the world's greatest race course, the Indy 500, are about tradition. But in Indiana, motorsports is about more than tradition. It's an economic engine and a global brand for our state. A comprehensive study conducted last year by Performance Racing Industry pegs motorsports' total economic impact in Indiana at more than $2.75 billion, accounting for some 11,300 full-time jobs. And many of those jobs pay above the state average. There are signs of momentum around the IndyCar series.
And on the third row, we have a green flag.
TV viewership surging. The Indy 500 booming once again, with another sellout expected to be announced really any day. The series is also exploring new territory and partnerships.
Kyle Kirkwood will win on the streets of Arlington.
Like a recent collaboration with Jerry Jones and the Dallas Cowboys. And joining me now is the man in charge of driving that vision, the CEO of the IndyCar Series, also the CEO of Penske Entertainment, Mark Miles. As always, Mark, great to see you.
Gary, if you're here, it must be May.
Well, yes, definitely is May, and we're excited about it. I know you are too. And the word that we continue to hear around the IndyCar Series is momentum. What are you seeing beyond the Indy 500 in terms of momentum?
It's incredibly gratifying. It's great momentum. All our friends in Indianapolis think what we do every day is the Indianapolis Motor Speedway and the 500, which is fundamental, right? But the IndyCar season, we've had 5 races. We start every year in St. Petersburg, Florida.
But finally, the fastest racing on earth is back.
And we go from St. Pete, we went to Phoenix. Phoenix was a new experiment. We collaborated with NASCAR on their weekend, so they ran a cup race on Sunday. We ran on Saturday. Like 150% increase in television audience, and attendance was great.
Joseph Newgarden will deliver the victory in Phoenix.
Let's go.
Then we go to Arlington. This was a brand new race where we joint ventured. We created a JV with Jerry Jones and the ownership of the Rangers, and it blew people away. It was so well done. The crowds sold out the grandstands and the suites. Then we go to Barber, then we go to Long Beach, and it's just been off the charts.
I want to ask you about those partnerships in a moment, but back to TV. The move to Fox last year, 25 was basically a breakout year, I think, for the IndyCar Series on TV. What are you seeing this year?
Yeah, last year we were being talked about as the highest growth rate in sports in the U.S. So crazy, and we started from a smaller base than, say, the NFL. Right. But a really good year. This year we're up 44% over last year after those first 5 races, and that's a combination of great promotion, great scheduling with our partners at Fox, and some of these new races that are really getting people's attention.
Collaborations, I know partnerships are a big part of this as well. You mentioned Jerry Jones, the Cowboys, the Texas Rangers with the Arlington race. Talk about that, how that came together, and what it was like working with the Cowboys.
Yeah, the whole thing was great and not easy. Working with them became easy, but we talked about the possibility for at least a couple of years before we said, okay, let's do this. Incorporated a joint venture, installed a president to run it, and the partnership couldn't have been better.
Sum up how you made it happen.
Well, I'll tell you, I couldn't imagine the quality that the Penske group and all of the workers that have made this possible.
The Cowboys and the Rangers major leagues think at another level. They're so well connected. They've got huge databases, fan bases, all kinds of promotional opportunities come along with their involvement.
This place really is a joy to drive. Every lap that I've had out there, it is really fun. Like, it's a great circuit.
And then we really blew it out collectively, and the setup, the look of it, I think it rivaled anything that Formula One does in this country.
Yeah. Is that the future? Partnerships, collaborations like that?
There's going to be more. This got the attention of other NFL owners that are, we're talking with, but we don't want to be a one-trick pony. We love the partnerships, and when you bring in partners that bring real strategic benefits, it's a great plus.
I know I've seen you talking about growth and the IndyCar Series being in a growth mode. As you look to the future, where are those growth opportunities?
Well, ultimately, it's going to be more television revenues. I mean, we don't have huge television revenues. If you look at NASCAR, they're like $1 billion a year. Formula One globally is about $1 billion a year. We're not in that zip code yet. And I don't know when we'll get to there, but a useful increase is all drops to the bottom line here. So that's going to be the thing, and that's probably 2030-ish before we'll have a real opportunity. But if we hit all the marks right now, I think that's going to be very real.
How important is being partnered with Fox to achieving those goals?
Really important. They're just such great partners. They're nimble, they're creative, they care deeply about this. They invested, right? So they own a third of the company beyond being our broadcast partner. And so they want to see it grow, and it's in their interest to see it grow. And they're just so creative. They know all the NFL owners, right? They know all the major league leadership, and on and on and on. Their corporate family owns the Wall Street Journal. So that's independent journalism, but it doesn't mean they can't get the right guy on the phone. Yeah. So in so many ways, they help. They can help, and they do help, often before we even think of asking.
Yeah. Final question for you. We are focused on the economic impact of motorsports in Indiana. How important is it for the IndyCar Series to be headquartered here in the motorsports capital?
That's a great question. I mean, again, all of our fans here think of us, I think, as the Indy 500 and the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, but all but about 2 of the IndyCar teams are headquartered here. They're making $100 million investments in facilities. They're bringing in better and brighter engineers and talent that are part of our community now from all over the world. And I think it's very important. And that's the teams. If you look at our supply chain, companies like Dallara, those are serious engineering firms that are doing all kinds of really creative work that is a great plus for the region.
Mark Miles, the CEO of the IndyCar Series. As always, great to see you. Thanks.
Thanks, Gary.
Well, we will be back on track in just a few minutes. We catch up with an IndyCar fan favorite and Noblesville native, Conor Daly. His mindset going into the 2026 Indy 500, plus what drives him to keep getting behind the wheel. Northeast Indiana is essential to elevating Indiana's future. Explore how IBJ Media, Inside Indiana Business, and the state of Indiana are bringing a bold vision for regional growth at Innovate Northeast Indiana. Presented by CareSource, Indiana University, and Old National Bank. Join Governor Mike Braun and business and community leaders for a candid discussion on growth, workforce development, and innovation. We'll be at the Clyde Theater Friday, May 15th. RSVP now at ibj.com/innovate.
Today, you either innovate or evaporate. We are accelerating the pursuit of progress. From the foods we eat to the heights we soar, because this is Indiana, the innovation capital of the world. We rally visionaries across industries, investing connections as much as capital, and fuel our founders from dorm room to boardroom. Fuel your innovation with Elevate Ventures.
The internet changed how we work. AI is changing what work gets done. A bank cut loan processing from days to hours. A student built an AI scheduler, improving on-time delivery from under 70% to over 90%. Most teams know AI matters, but aren't sure where to start. InAI is Indiana's statewide AI adoption effort, built with industry, academia, and community partners, helping you move from understanding to action. Visit inaiready.com.
You know it's race morning in Indianapolis when you hear the Gordon Pipers, a staple at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway since 1963.
And welcome back to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway as we continue our Business at the Brickyard series. You know, Indianapolis is considered one of 3 global motorsports hubs, along with Charlotte in the heart of NASCAR country.
And we are back for another season.
And the so-called Motorsports Valley in the United Kingdom, the epicenter of Formula One teams and engineering. What makes Indy stand out? Its diverse reach. Not only are most IndyCar teams based here, there is NHRA, sports cars, endurance racing, grassroots racing, advanced engineering firms, and much more, all located right here in Indianapolis, creating an enormous motorsports network and a talent pipeline to fuel the industry. And joining me now with some keen insights into what makes Indianapolis and Indiana such a magnet for motorsports investment. Pleased to be joined, as always, by Rollie Helmling, who is the Motorsports Director for the Indiana Economic Development Corporation. And Rollie, great to see you, as always.
Gary, it's always a pleasure to join you, and especially in the month of May at this iconic facility.
Yeah, indeed. You know, we just talked to Mark Miles about momentum in the IndyCar series. When you look at momentum around Indianapolis and Indiana in terms of investment, new investment that motorsports companies are making, it's pretty phenomenal.
Gary, it's amazing. Some of the investment in new facilities, particularly IndyCar shops, but other racing operations have made. Actually, in the Indianapolis metropolitan area, in the last few years, we've added about 700,000 square feet of new racing operations facilities. Of course, we've all heard about what TWG Motorsports are doing with the Cadillac Formula 1 program with the marvelous facility over 400,000 square feet in Fishers. And then their Andretti Global IndyCar operation has taken over the former IndyStar printing operation in Indianapolis and done a total renovation on that. Then you do what Ed Carpenter's doing up in Westfield. You look at what the Ray Halls have done in Zionsville. And then, of course, McLaren took over the former IndyCar shop and probably invested well north of $25 million just to renovate that facility. So this is a real commitment on the part of the racing operations. And then additionally on the west side, there's a lot of activity going on in the Brownsburg and Hendricks County area with oval track racing and drag racing.
You look at that major investment, the teams, the vendors, the supply chain, but also the events. Obviously the granddaddy of them all, the Indianapolis 500, but that's just one major event of multiple events hosted here.
Sure, we're all focused on the month of May right now, but you know, in late July, NASCAR comes to town.
Here we go, in the Brickyard 400.
Brickyard 400 is one of their signature events, but they also have their O'Reilly Auto Parts series here on Saturday. And then the other 2 NASCAR series, the NASCAR Trucks and the ARCA Racing Series, are on the oval at Indianapolis Raceway Park. And then later on, the IMSA Road Racing Series, the endurance racing, we think of them as the same series at the Daytona 24 Hours and the Sebring 12 Hours. They come here in September for a 6-hour endurance race. And what's really key to that is there are 18 automotive companies that participate in the IMSA series, and that gives Indiana a great opportunity to be able to showcase our state to all of those automotive companies. We also have the granddaddy of drag racing when NHRA conducts their U.S. Nationals Labor Day weekend at Indianapolis Raceway Park, and of course the biggest trade show for motorsports in the world by far and away is the Performance Racing Industry Show when it comes to town in December.
Rollie Helmling, Indiana Economic Development Corporation. Great to see you as always. Thanks for joining us.
Always great to be here, and thank you very much, Gary, and let's all have a great month of May.
And now everyone, I think, believes that I can win because I believe that I can win.
IBJ Media podcaster and the voice of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, Dave Calabro, caught up with Conor to find out what is driving him to make his 13th Indy 500.
I'm Conor Daly, driver the number 76 AMPM Arco Juncos Hollinger Racing Chevrolet.
Daly leading again across the bricks. Listen to the crowd.
Imagine being born and raised in central Indiana and all of a sudden you're leading the Indy 500. Conor Daly has led 5 out of the last 6 races, including last year when he finished 8th. His best day was 2022 when he came in 6th. Daly's need for speed comes naturally. His father, Derek, raced in 6 Indy 500s. When Conor was just a boy, if the track was open, he was here.
I would sit Tower Terrace Suites because that's where my mom was working and managing those suites, and I would just sit in the front row and I wouldn't leave the whole day. And I would get out my little, grid sheet with all the cars just to see who was doing what. And that's what makes the event so special for me and my family. And it's hard to believe that this will be my 13th because I don't want it to ever stop. I want to do 100 of them.
Daly fell in love with the sport. He started racing go-karts and became consumed.
You just have to fully engulf your life in what you're doing. And that's what I did. And that's all I knew. Like, I didn't really get outside of life or get into life until I was 23. And I was a rookie in IndyCar because all I was doing, and I was still focused on racing only, but I didn't get to go through the normal kid stuff. You know what I mean? I was only racing.
And now here he is, 34 years old, getting ready for his 13th 500. He has 5 top 10 finishes, but that's not what he's after. He wants to get to victory lane.
It's the only thing that, I live and breathe for, essentially. It's such an amazing feeling just to show up there, and I'm very thankful to get to do it. It is like a truly unique opportunity to get to be a part of, and there's not a lot of people that get to say that they get to even do it, but even winners are even less. So, my motivation to just execute every day, be the best that I can be, and the results will follow.
I'm joined now on track by Dave Calabro. And Dave, great to see you.
Good to see you.
As always, Conor Daly, man, he is a popular guy.
He is a rock star. Gary, when you think about who comes to the Indy 500, majority of the folks here are Hoosiers. So everybody loves Conor Daly. When I'm on the mic and I say Conor Daly leads the 500, you can just hear this place erupt. Everybody loves it.
And he has a chance really to make history, right?
Think about this. We haven't had a Hoosier-born winner since 1940. Wilbur Shaw, 3-time winner. Shelbyville, Indiana, born in Shelbyville. So how wild would it be to see Noblesville's Conor Daly win the Indy 500? He has a legitimate shot. He's always there at the finish. He has the equipment this year with Brian Reinbold. So let's watch CD Conor Daly. He's a number 23. It's going to be fun to see if he can reach the podium. Can you imagine what the celebration would be if he won this thing?
Yeah, lots of people at this place are going to be rooting for him, to be sure. Tell us about the podcast, Dave.
Check it out. It's called Playmakers with Conor Daly. Some great stories behind the scenes. So anywhere you get your podcast, it's called Playmakers. On behalf of IBJ Media, it's a lot of fun doing it.
All right, thanks, Dave. Well, our Kylie Valletta also caught up with another popular face around this place.
Tony Kanaan's May looks a bit different now that he's no longer driving, but one thing hasn't changed, and that's his obsession with working out. We'll have that story coming up in the Business of Health.
Whether you're buying or selling a home, the stakes are high. Realtors are market experts who do business by a higher code of ethics, and we're invested in Indiana because we're also your neighbors. Now here's the latest statewide real estate report.
Listings grew by 5% year over year, continuing to outpace sales. Pendings jumped by 30% from February to March and were up 1% year over year. Sales were similar, up 27% from February and 1% from last year. Inventory is tightening, but growing year over year. However, inventory growth has slowed. We've been at 13% year over year growth for the past 4 months, while growth ranged from 15 to 30% in the 2 years before that. Prices are up 4% year over year, $10,000 higher than last March. Days on market fell significantly, and immediate sales are more common. Price drops are falling, but higher than last year.
Challenges are real.
Type 2 diabetes rising
Small
fast.
businesses need help.
Alzheimer's cases rising as population.
Solutions.
They said it'll never happen.
It's too hard. Nothing will change.
Can't compete.
You'll never solve it.
And we said, watch us.
We Build Indiana. The Laborers International Union of North America are building roads and bridges to get Hoosiers where they're going today and a new energy infrastructure that will keep Indiana competitive tomorrow. LiUNA's over 12,000 statewide members also grow local economies, earning good union wages, shopping where they live and work, and paying taxes. We build Indiana for good jobs and stronger communities. The Laborers International Union of North America. We are LiUNA.
Welcome back to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, where an Indy 500 champion is now calling the shots for one of the most recognizable teams in the IndyCar series. Our Kylie Valletta caught up with 2013 Indy 500 champion Tony Kanaan to find out what it takes to compete both physically and mentally and run flat out for such a long period of time.
Thanks, Gary. Tony Kanaan had one of the longest driving careers in IndyCar, second only to Mario Andretti. He credits much of that staying power to his obsession with fitness. That vitality is now helping him flex his muscle as team principal at Arrow McLaren.
The 12th time is the charm at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the Twin Checkers Way. TK has won the 2013 500.
Indy 500 winner Tony Kanaan shifted gears almost 3 years ago when he officially hung up his helmet as an IndyCar driver.
My office changed from a cockpit to an office desk and chair.
This is TK's second season in his new desk job as team principal for Arrow McLaren. He led the team last year to its best ever season.
Plateau Award wins at Iowa.
And this year, TK helped write the next big chapter for Arrow McLaren, opening its brand new headquarters in Indianapolis just months ago. Its shiny new gym is where Kanaan lifts every day with the team, but that's his second workout of the day. The first is a cardio session every day at home at 5 a.m.
I still have the same obsession about working out. Now it's not to drive the race car, but I have a team to run. I'm responsible for 130 people here. I have to be healthy enough to make decisions.
At 51 years old, the fitness junkie who has completed multiple Ironman triathlons is not downshifting.
Tony Kanaan, you are an Ironman!
But if 27 seasons of driving an IndyCar taught him anything, it's that the mind is perhaps even more important than the body.
My previous job, which has been in a race car, high pressure, mentally demanding, confidence. You think you're good? You have a good race, you have a bad race, you think you're bad. The battling that you have with the good Tony and the bad Tony saying, you know, you're too old, you should retire. To do this job, it wasn't a big deal for me mentally because it's pressure, but I don't think people realize the pressure I had when you sit in a car at 240 miles an hour, 33 cars around in the Indy 500. That's the race of your life. I can go on and on.
And while TK never misses a workout, he also knows the value of rest.
I take a 20-minute nap every day. When I feel like it. Where? Sometimes I just sit in the toilet in the bathroom here, fully clothed, and I fall asleep for 20 minutes with my app. It is a true story.
Staying fit and funny in his new high-octane job. A major announcement from Eli Lilly and Company that it will invest an extra $4.5 billion to further build up 2 of 3 planned production facilities in Lebanon. Lilly broke the news at the ribbon cutting for its first manufacturing facility to open there. Lilly will make its weight loss drugs Mounjaro and Zepbound at the campus, and the extra investment adds the new weight loss pill Foundayo to the list.
Business is doing well, the science is blooming, and we're excited about the future. We need to supply, if we have customers, if we have patients who want the medicine, we need to supply it. So that's what's driving the additional investment.
Of the $50 billion Lilly has pledged to spend for its domestic manufacturing this decade, more than $21 billion is in the Hoosier State.
Well, Lilly certainly continues to make headlines, and this is a big month for Lilly, right?
Very big month. In fact, today officially is Lilly's 150th anniversary. And in March, Lilly snagged the title of the most valuable pharmaceutical company in the world. You couldn't have scripted getting that title leading into your 150th anniversary.
Back to Tony Kanaan, everybody knows he's a fitness nut. That's something that started at a really young age,
yeah,
right?
Tony Kanaan said he decided at 8 years old he wanted to be a driver, and his dad said, okay, you want to be a driver, you got to eat right, you got to get to the gym every day. He started going to the gym and working out at 8 years old, and he just never stopped.
Never stopped. Great stuff. Thanks, Kylie.
When we come back, we put a bow on our Business at the Brickyard coverage for this week with a nod to tradition. Indiana, start your engines. Join us from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for our Emmy Award-winning Business at the Brickyard, presented by LiUNA. All month long, we'll bring you exclusive interviews, features, and a behind-the-scenes look at how the business of motorsports and racing drive the Indiana economy. Business at the Brickyard. It's front row access you won't want to miss.
Today, you either innovate or evaporate. We are accelerating the pursuit of progress. From the foods we eat to the heights we soar, because this is Indiana, the innovation capital of the world. We rally visionaries across industries, invest in connections as much as capital, and fuel our founders from dorm room to boardroom. Fuel your innovation with Elevate Ventures.
The challenges are real.
Type 2 diabetes rising
Small
faster
businesses
among
need
adults.
Alzheimer's cases rising as population.
Solutions.
They said it'll never happen.
It's too hard.
Nothing will change.
Can't compete. You'll never solve it.
And we said, watch us.
Whether you're buying or selling a home, the stakes are high. Realtors are market experts who do business by a higher code of ethics, and we're invested in Indiana because we're also your neighbors. Now here's the latest statewide real estate report.
Listings grew by 5% year over year, continuing to outpace sales. Pendings jumped by 30% from February to March and were up 1% year over year. Sales were similar, up 27% from February and 1% from last year. Inventory is tightening, but growing year over year. However, inventory growth has slowed. We've been at 13% year over year growth for the past 4 months, while growth ranged from 15 to 30% in the 2 years before that. Prices are up 4% year over year, $10,000 higher than last March. Days on market fell significantly, and immediate sales are more common. Price drops are falling, but higher than last year.
Well, that's all the time we have for this edition of Inside Indiana Business and Business at the Brickyard. We leave you this week with the sounds of an Indy 500 tradition, the Purdue All-American Marching Band, the host band here since 1919. Go out and make it a successful week.
We build Indiana. The Laborers International Union of North America are building roads and bridges to get Hoosiers where they're going today, and a new energy infrastructure that will keep Indiana competitive tomorrow. LiUNA's over 12,000 statewide members also grow local economies, earning good union wages, shopping where they live and work, and paying taxes. We build Indiana for good jobs and stronger communities. The Laborers International Union of North America. We are LiUNA.
Been a while. What have you been up to?
Oh, you know.
Oh, I see it's not flossing. I just added some secret weapons to my toolkit.
Huh?
They help me drill down further, digging deeper than I ever could before. Into my business and personal finances with Lake City Bank Digital.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Now let's take care of that tooth.
Add sharper tools for your money with Lake City Bank Digital.
You are all set, Brian.
I'm Devin.
The internet changed how we work. AI is changing what work gets done. A bank cut loan processing from days to hours. A student built an AI scheduler, improving on-time delivery from under 70% to over 90%. Most teams know AI matters, but aren't sure where to start. InAI is Indiana's statewide AI adoption effort, built with industry, academia, and community partners, helping you move from understanding to action. Visit inaiready.com.